Okay, perfect. Welcome back. And again, I hope everyone online can still hear us. Please leave us a message if not. The next session will begin with an example of a technology transfer office, Norinnova here in Tromsø. So I will give the word to Morten Eide and Vårin Vaskinn.
Yeah. Thank you. It's Morten Elde, not Eide. Yeah. And we say Vaskinn. But no problem. Yeah, my name is Morten Elde. I work in Norinnova technology transfer, the official technology transfer office at the university in Tromsø. And together with me, I have Vårin, who will also work in Norinnova, but in the student incubator. First, we are going to try to show a movie and see, and who tells a little bit about what a TTO is. Kanskje vi skrur ned lyset neste gang. So, did you get inspired? Norinnova is one of 9 TTOs in Norway. Every major university in Norway have a technology transfer office. And their main job is to commercialize research from the different universities. Norinnova is not only a tech transfer office, we also have a student incubator called Student EX. We also have a more normal incubator that works with all sorts of startups, tech startups mainly, not just from the university, but Northern Norwegian startups. And we also have something called Scale Up EX, which is a scale-up program helping already established startups and companies to grow. So what do we do at the TTO? Well, we have a contract with the university to identify research with commercial potential. So we try to spend time at the campus to visit researchers, institutes and faculties, and to go to seminars and present us like we do today, to promote innovation and commercialization. So after we have identified the research, we try to develop a strategy to bring the technology to the market. We try to get money to develop the project, and then we try to commercialize it, either to a startup company or to license the technology to already established industries. So this is a typical workflow while you do your basic science at the university, here represented by the University of Tromsø. And then you have an ID, and you have to write a DOFI, which is a declaration of invention. I will talk more about that later. And if the university, or we on behalf of the university, declare the rights for the invention and find it commercially viable, we start a commercialization project. And this can be financed by the Research Council. And we can apply for more money. And eventually, in the end, hopefully, we have a startup company or a license to already existing industry. So if you are an employee at the university, when you have a research results that can obtain legal protection, for example, a patent, or being exploited commercially, you are obliged to give a written notice to the employer on a set form called a DOFI, a disclosure of invention. Here you give a brief description of the ID. What kind of problem does the invention solve? At what stage of the development is the ID? Who are the potential customers? Or are you going to write a patent? And who are the main inventors? If you have questions regarding the DOFI, how to write a DOFI, and you can contact us at the TTO, and we will help you in the process. We also help you get funding. These are the main funding calls that are at the Norwegian Research Council. It's called, one is a qualification project, which is a smaller project where you can get up to 500,000 Norwegian krone. It's a so-called milestone project. The duration is typically 3 to 6 months. And the application deadline is ongoing, so there is no deadline. You can apply and it's it's really fast. The review of the applications happens really fast. You get an answer within 4 to 6 weeks. And after a qualifications project, it's normal to go further on with a verification project. There you can apply for up to 5 million Norwegian krone per project. The duration could be up to 3 years. And also here it is ongoing application deadline. So no deadline, you can apply all year around. And we are always a part of these applications. We have to have a contact with the TTO to write these kind of applications. So this was what I have about a general stuff about TTO. So now, Vårin.
Long hair and microphone is not a good idea. So if you can be an employee, we'll see more examples of that at the university and start a startup. And like Morten talked about, the different TTOs are built up differently. We are built up in 2 sections, and I work for the incubator section, where you can get help to create a startup. So how, yeah, you can see it here, it's more easy. So I work mainly with students and also PhD students. So you can come to me and get help if you want to start a startup. So the Student IX is a free incubator. We're lucky to have the local bank with us to sponsor it. And it's only for students in the north, mainly at UIT. So as a student here, you can receive help, and I can help you, guide you through the process of starting a startup. And we have courses that you can go through so you can kickstart your business career. And we also provide you with pop-up desks that you can come into our spaces and see other startups and be in the environment. Because we believe that the environment can also create good entrepreneurs. It's not only the idea and the person itself, it's the environment around you. And then the startup IX is kind of the next step that you take. So I've been a student now, finished my studies, and then I'm ready to be a big grown-up startup company. Then you can go into the startup IX, which is more for your own, not for your own good, but you have to pay for it. And it's a more big scale incubator. We have more experienced business developers there as well. We use the TTO if we need help to develop things with research, with finding funding. And there again, we have courses and we have office spaces. And the thing is that we in Norinnova only, or mainly only work with tech startups. And that is because we can tech, we can't help you with a lash company, like putting eyelashes on. That's not our specialty. So we say that you can't get you help, but you can go there instead. And then we have an accelerator program where we only select out a few startup companies that we believe will grow. Frode back there has been to, he's raising his hand, he's been to the program before. And we are now in the second round, soon ready to start on the third round. And that is for the companies, as I said, is ready to grow. But then how do we do this step by step? I have an idea. I put in the DOFI, hopefully. And the UIT wants, we don't care if the UIT has set rights to your idea or not. You're welcome to us anyway. So what we do is that we have a first meeting. What is your idea? What do you want to do? Do we have a team with you? How do you plan on putting this idea to life? We will ask you all these questions to kind of grill you, to get you ready to see if we can help you and if you're ready to receive help. Is your idea mature enough to receive the help? If not, we will say, come back in a month. We recommend you to do X, Y, and Z, and then come back. And then you come back, and then we can see if you come further and we can start helping you. Because we don't want to push you into the incubator if you're not ready, because it costs money if you're not a student. And we also need to know what you need help with. Is it finding people? Is it to actually is it to find funding? Is it to grow? So that we know how we can help you. And then you've received a spot in the incubator, either student IX or scale up or startup IX. And then you can book day-to-day help. If you have a question regarding our contract, you can drop by our office and say, can you read through this for us? You get free guidance with our business developers. And you also can rent an office. Some rent offices and some rent pop-up desks. It's depend on what you need and what you want. And for some, the funding or how much money you have. And then you also get to be a part of the network. As I said, we believe in creating networks around entrepreneurs so that you guys not only grow in your company, but also based upon others' experiences. Because maybe I have some experiences that Frode doesn't, and Frode needs my experience to not make the same mistake. Because if I can learn from others' experiences, then I can work faster. And in the startup, everything goes fast. It's high speed all the time. So if I can prevent doing mistakes by learning from others, that is super nice. And that is what the network that we can provide you with gives. And also the people that come to us for the first time get a bit shocked because you get grilled. You get asked all these questions from the other entrepreneurs. What do you do? Why did you do that? Why didn't you do that? Have you tried this? Did you look at that application instead? Here you can see mine for the Research Council. So you get all this free help all the time. Yeah, so that's the main way of how we help you guys. And the only thing that you really need to remember after all our talk is that come to us. If you have a question, if you want to start a startup, if you have something that you believe is of value and you are an employee at the university, talk to the guys like Morten or Magnus, who's in the back as well. Wave, Magnus. He also works at the TTO. We are here to help you. That's our main job. That is what we do, either if it's with business or with your DOFI. Are there any questions? And feel free to send us an email if there are anything. Any questions? Yeah?
Yeah, he was asking if the university, when they are owning the patent or the invention, if they take shares in the startup, they normally don't take shares in the startup. You have a license agreement with the new startup, so the payments will get, if they get some revenue after a while, the inventors, the original inventors and the university get a share of maybe of the profit in the future, but they don't, normally University of Tromsø don't take shares in startup at all. I don't know if anyone else from the TTO, maybe you, Magnus, do you know that if there are other policies at other universities? Yeah, I can tell. There is differences, but you have to talk to your own university, but University of Tromsø don't take shares normally.
I will be here. Just feel free.
No online questions?
Ask.